Hey everybody, it is Rick. We're here with the August 2022 pickup video. Before I get into recording, I'm going to do things a little different because I know sometimes you guys just, once the pickups are over, you skip this part of the video. I want to mention a few things. The first being, if my voice sounds a little rough, the last 3 days, I'm recording this September 21st, 2022. I recorded 2 videos Monday night. I recorded 4 videos last night, and this is the 3rd video I've recorded tonight. So I've recorded 9 videos over the last 3 days. Bridget's visiting her family, so I figured why not hit the ground running, record a bunch of videos, plenty of content coming to the channel for you guys. I also want to mention down below links to certain things I use. Facebook, I'm not super active on, nor am I on Twitter. However, Instagram, I'm always posting what I'm watching. I'll do some fun story posts. I have a pretty decent following on there, so thank you to everybody who follows me on Instagram. The other thing, or the next thing that's down there is my Blu-ray.com profile, where I have my collection, my wish list. All that is on Blu-ray.com. My eBay store, which, as you guys know, I resell on eBay, but obviously I also collect. If you guys see stuff on my eBay page, please email me. Please message me on Instagram. If you have interest in something, we can do a deal off of eBay. It'll save you money. It'll save me money. I have several people who have ordered from me. They leave me feedback like, DTM, watch your channel. Thanks a lot. And I appreciate it. I really do. It is a supplement to my income. It helps me collect. Basically, anything I buy from my collection is through the money that I've made on there. So thank you for supporting me on there. As of the filming of this, I have almost 600 items in my store. I sell hundreds of items every month, and it's become like an awesome side hustle. So also down there are my email address, P.O. Box. If you guys ever want to email me, feel free to do so. If you guys ever want to send me some kind of mail, the P.O. Box address is in there. And last but not least, the app I use multiple times a day, Letterboxd. That's where I rate and review everything I watch. I also keep my to watch list on there. I keep every year for the last 6 or 7 years, my rankings of movies. I keep lists of movies I need to watch. On my to watch list, I do fun little lists on there. I rank series. So follow me on there. I always follow people back unless they tell me not to. On Letterboxd, there's a few weird accounts where they're like, don't follow me back. But otherwise, I will follow you back on Letterboxd. A follow for a follow. And that is it. So we're going to dive right in to the pickups. We have lots of different types of things. Lots of different types of pickups. We have stuff from a yard sale, stuff from FYE, stuff from Mercari, including some cool items, and I'll tell you about that particular sale when we get to it. Amazon, something from Universal Rewards, something from Groove, something from Mercari, something from eBay, and then a Groove package of stuff that Bridget got. So let's dive right in. Let's do Bridget's box first. Yes, Bridget Groove I wrote on there. So Bridget ordered some Blu-rays that she wanted to order. I told her about the Groove discount code, so she took advantage of that. And let's see here. Let's see. How are we going to do this? Okay. So the first thing, she's actually watched one of these, and we watched another one of these together. She grabbed the 4th kind. I don't know what she paid for this stuff. I think I've seen this, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. She got fried green tomatoes, which I've never seen before. I don't really know much about it. It looks like Mary Louise Parker and Jessica Tandy and Kathy Bates are in this one. I've never seen this. The Road to El Dorado with slipcover. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that. This is the movie we watched together recently, Mamma Mia. I enjoyed it, even though it has Meryl Streep in it, who I'm not a big fan of. It was a fun, comedy musical. I would actually probably check out the sequel, which we do own. And that was weird. We own the sequel. I remember getting it at a flea market for $1 on 4K. but we didn't own the original. And the last thing, I couldn't believe we did not own this movie, and that is Fear. I haven't watched this movie in a long time. Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon. This is a great, creepy movie. Mark Wahlberg plays an insane person in this, but he plays it very well. So this is what Bridget grabbed from Groove. The yard sale, I got some CDs and some DVDs, and the CDs are really cool, in my opinion. If you guys didn't know, I'm a big Phil Collins fan. I'm a huge fan of Genesis. My first concert I ever went to was Phil Collins, and I got to see Genesis on this tour at Veterans Stadium, which is where the Phillies and Eagles used to play in Philadelphia. Front row on the field, the We Can't Dance tour, I think 1992 or 1993, let's see. Probably 92, based on when these albums came out. And this is Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Genesis Live, The Way We Walk. I guess that's what the tour was called. And this was an interesting way they did this album. They did the shorts, which were all like regular length songs, stuff like Land of Confusion, No Son of Mine, Mama, Invisible Touch. And then the longs, which is actually my preferred album. They do a medley of old Genesis songs, Dance on a Volcano, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, The Musical Box, I Know What I Like, Domino, Parts 1 and 2, Home by the Sea and Second Home by the Sea, the drum duet, which is awesome, and a few other songs. So I didn't own these physically. I have these albums on my phone already, but I'd like to own them physically. And the CDs at this sale were only $1 each, and that went for double and triple discs, and we'll probably see a few of those as we go on. The next thing here is like a greatest hits album, if I'm not mistaken, based on the track listing, and that is The Who, Then and Now. Features stuff like My Generation, The Kids Are All Right, Behind Blue Eyes, Love Reign Over Me, Squeezebox. So I grabbed this because I did not own a Who album and figured this would be a good one to get all the songs. I'm not a massive Who fan, but I do appreciate their music, so I grabbed that. This was cool. This is a 2 CD, 1 DVD set, and that is Dave Matthews Band Live at the Gorge, which they actually put out a huge box set of this. I want to say it was like 6 or 8 CDs and a DVD, but this is cool. I mean, the DVD has fantastic songs, Gray Street, Ants Marching, Dancing Nancy's, What Would You Say, Tripping Billies. So grab that 2 CD DVD set for $1. And then perhaps the coolest find, even though I'm not a huge fan of this group, it features one of my favorite live performances of a particular song, and that is Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band Live 1975 to 1985. This is a 3-disc set, and it features a live performance of Jersey Girl, which I believe was performed in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. But I just love that version of Jersey Girl. Am I going to be able to find this without looking through the book for... I'm not going to torture you guys. But Jersey Girl is a cover of a Tom Waits song, but I love Bruce Springsteen's rendition of it, specifically the one on the CD. So yeah, this was cool, and as you can see there, that was priced at $1, and just a cool thing to find. I actually got my dad this vinyl for, I want to say, Christmas last year. So to find the CD for $1, I thought was pretty awesome. Then I got some movies, also for $1. Eddie Murphy Raw, which is a stand-up special I've never seen. I know it's like the #1 stand-up movie of all time, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not now because of Blue Collar, but this brand new sealed. I don't think I've ever seen this movie. Oh. I lied. That was it for the yard sale. These I got from Second and Charles. I knew that because I turned them around. The first thing here is Bully, which I paid $5.05 for. I don't believe I've ever seen this. It's one that's been on my to-watch list. I don't think I've seen it. It's from the guy who directed Kids. It's a Lionsgate film. I don't remember if I've watched this. This is the theatrical version. I think there was actually an unrated or an NC... No, it was an unrated version, but I grabbed this because, like I said, I don't think I've seen it. And this one has been I'm familiar with this movie, but didn't realize it was a thing. you may know that I'm a pretty large fan of Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's a movie that I got to watch way too young, and just one that I love the music and I love the movie. And this I knew of, but I've never seen, and that is Shock Treatment, which apparently, from what I hear, is like a sequel, a quote-unquote sequel to Rocky Horror from the creators. Like Richard O'Brien's in this movie, and I want to say Patricia Quinn is in the movie, and maybe a few others from Rocky Horror Picture Show. But yeah, I've never seen this. I would assume that because it was never on my radar, based on what I've heard, I probably will only watch this once, but it's something I never really see out in the wild. So this was $4.95 at 2nd and Charles. Let's unbox a few things. I got this from Groove. I forget what I paid for it. I do remember buying it. I know it was probably 20% off because they always have that sale. I've heard great things about the show and have not yet watched any of it, and that is Chucky Season 1 with the slipcover, still brand new, factory sealed. So I grabbed that. I want to say it was like $10 or $12. And this, I paid $5 plus $3 shipping off of Mercari. And it is WrestleMania 29 on Blu-ray. I'm trying to get a complete WrestleMania Blu-ray collection, at least the ones they've put on Blu-ray. I wasn't buying the pay-per-views for a while and decided I should just bite the bullet and add them to the collection. This has CM Punk vs. The Undertaker, which in my opinion should have headlined the pay-per-view until The Rock came back for the second time, even though they advertised the previous year's once in a lifetime. So you also have Triple H versus Brock Lesnar on this one and a bunch of other matches. It is a 2-disc set. The second disc is the Hall of Fame ceremony, which features Mick Foley, Trish Stratus, Booker T, Bob Backlund, Bruno Sammartino, and Donald Trump getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. So yeah, for $5 plus shipping, this was cool to add to the collection. Let's go with what I got at FYE. Thanks to my boy James Morgan. Shout out to James. Hopefully you're watching this. He gave me the heads up that FYE had these titles for 75% off. And these were not marked on sale. I went to FYE. They happened to have them. Went up to the counter. She scanned them and she said, yeah, they're 75% off. So these were $6.24 each, I believe. And that is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame In Concert Blu-ray and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame In Concert Encore Blu-ray. Basically, this one features performances from 2010 to 2013 inductions. And this one's 2014 through 2017. Just some of the notes. This one has Rush, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Heart, Alice Cooper, among other things. It's my understanding it's performances and speeches with a runtime of 481 minutes. This one, Bruce Springsteen, E Street Band, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Cat Stevens, Journey, Ringo Starr, all are on this one, and this is 674 minutes. So pretty cool. This also has Green Day, according to the front. So pretty cool to add these in the collection for $6 and change each. And I decided, since I got such a great deal on those, that I would treat myself to a documentary that I love, one that I never ever see in the wild. A bit expensive, but I actually found an out-of-print steelbook that day at FYE, marked at $20, that I sold on eBay for $100, so I decided to treat myself. And that is All Things Must Pass, which is basically about Tower Records. Yes, Tower Records, which is no longer a thing, because if it was, I would have went to the Tower Records while we were in California. But this was directed by Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, and it's a great documentary for music fans and people who love like physical media and what Tower Records was and how it went wrong. So it's no longer in business, but yes, Tower Records, All Things Must Pass, fantastic documentary. Check this one out if you haven't. I did pay $19.99 as it says on that sticker. But like I said, I found an out-of-print steelbook. It was actually a Mill Creek steelbook. Lonesome Dove is out of print, and they had it on the shelf for I think $20 or $25, and I sold it for $100. So let's do what I got from Universal, my Universal rewards. I forget the proper name. The only downfall with ordering from Universal rewards is you have to pay a $5 shipping fee, which I guess it's not like Disney rewards where they ship you stuff for free, but they used to charge. But this I just thought was super neat. It would be a unique piece to add into my collection. I got to figure out, this might just go in the bedroom because I really don't have room to display it. And it is a for your consideration screenplay of the film Get Out, which I absolutely love. They had one for Us as well, but Get Out is one I like quite a bit more. And basically it is literally the screenplay that they send out essentially to the Oscar committee to review for Best Original and Best Adapted Screenplay. So just a cool like movie nerd thing. It says Get Out on the end. And I just thought it would be cool. I was expecting like a bigger book. It's a lot smaller than I expected it to be, but still, this is just a neat movie nerd thing of a movie I really love. So I grabbed this. I thought it was a cool addition to the collection. Let's go Amazon. We're going to close out with Mercari because I have a fun story about some of the stuff I got. Well, actually, we're going to close out with eBay, but I'm all over the place, guys. I ordered some random titles from Amazon. So this was a Space Saver, sort of. I thought I owned both these movies, but apparently I only owned the remake, and I figure why not just buy this, sell my copy of the remake, and have both versions of the movie in one set. And that is the Carrie 2-pack with the original 1976, I believe. 1976 and 2013 Carries. I would love to own the Rage Carrie 2, but it is very expensive. So even if I found it on DVD cheap, I would get it because I've never seen that movie. I know Bridget's a fan of that one. But this I thought was cool. This was $9.99 on Amazon. I have piles all over. This was $7.49. I blind bought the DVD a while ago and still haven't watched it. I've heard really fun things about it. And that is Spontaneous, starring Catherine Langford and Charlie Plummer. Still haven't watched this. Like I said, for $7.49, I decided to just upgrade my DVD to Blu-ray and sold my DVD. Next is a movie I've never seen before. This will be a spooky movie that we watch. And that is Sleepaway Camp. I've heard things about this movie. This is the Scream Factory release. This was $9.96, so I grabbed that. And then the last thing I got from Amazon, a movie I don't think I've ever seen, which is crazy to me because of this cast. And this was $9.99, and that is 200 Cigarettes. This was out of print on DVD for the longest time, sold for really good money. I think I've sold a DVD of this for like $80 before, but it's come out on Blu-ray now. I think this is an MOD pressing of it, but it was $9.99. So 200 Cigarettes. If you guys don't know, it stars Kate Hudson, Ben Affleck, Casey Affleck, Courtney Love, Christina Ricci, Jay Moore, Dave Chappelle, Janine Garofalo, Paul Rudd. So I don't think I've watched this before. I honestly cannot remember, but I don't think I have. So I grabbed it for $9.99. So that is it from Amazon. Next up, stuff I got from Mercari. We'll go story time in a second. This was just in a lot of Blu-rays that I ended up getting. There was a title to flip. Or no, this was... Hold on. Okay. This is from my Mercari guy I've talked about. He gets newer releases. And I decided to keep this one because I may want to revisit it at some point in time. The Black Phone. So I added that to the collection. Then I bought a lot of Blu-rays, and they stood out to me because they came to like $4 or $5 a title, and there was like 15 movies. and there was 6 or 7 Criterions in this lot, and one of those was out of print. It was Days of Heaven. I sold that for $75, which pretty much covered the cost of the entire lot. I've sold a few of the other Criterions, which put me in the profit, and I kept these 2 titles for myself. I've never seen this movie. That is Entrapment. There were a lot of common Blu-rays in this lot, Harry Potter movies and Dark Knight. But like I said, the Criterions were worth the money that the guy charged for everything. So, but I kept Entrapment for myself, and I also kept a Criterion. This is a movie I've never seen before. I owned it on DVD. I've owned it on DVD for a long time. I just have not watched it and decided, well, you know what? I'm going to keep the Blu-ray. Like I said, it is a Criterion Blu-ray, and that is The Thin Red Line, which, if I'm not mistaken, it's a war movie. I know that. But the cast of this, Sean Penn, Adrian Brody, Jim Caviezel, John C. Reilly, John Cusack, George Clooney, Woody Harrelson, Nick Nolte. So a star-studded cast. I know this is almost 3 hours, which is probably one of the main reasons why it's just hasn't been something I watched. Plus, I know Bridget's not a huge fan of war films, but this has the book, and the disc is mint. So even if I didn't resell this, this would have only cost me $5 in the lot. But basically, the movie is free because of selling Days of Heaven. Then the last group of stuff I have from Mercari was an amazing deal. Scrolling through Mercari one day, and I found a big group of for your consideration screeners. If you don't know what that is, around award times they send out screeners to SAG members or to the Oscar members. And so I was scrolling through and I saw this lot, and there were lots of Amazon Prime movies, Netflix shows, Apple Plus movies and shows in this group. And I was like, man, a lot of that stuff doesn't have physical media releases. Then I started looking up just prices out of curiosity. And there was stuff going for like $30, $40, $50. And this lot was only $30 shipped. And it had 40 plus titles. So I bought it, even though the condition was described as good. And what happens to a lot of the for your considerations is they're in paper sleeves or cardboard sleeves. So they get light scratches on them. They're not usually mint. But I, like I said, I paid $30 for the lot. There was like 40 or 50 titles in there. Lots of stuff in there was super common stuff that I have to figure out what I want to do with. I'll probably do a lot and put them up on eBay. I've probably made my money 6 to 8 times over on the deal. And I got to keep 3 things. One of which has a physical media release, but I'm a huge fan of the movie. So I want to keep it for that reason. The other 2 things do not have physical media releases, and I am a massive fan of one of these things. So the first thing is Licorice Pizza in a sleeve here, and this is, I believe, a SAG screener. So I'm a huge fan of this movie. I own it on Blu-ray. Recently I've revisited it. So that I just think is a cool thing to hang on to. The next thing Bridget wanted us to keep because we don't have access to it regularly, because right now we're still in our Apple Plus trial. By the time this comes out, that will have ended, and I will probably get Apple Plus again. I think probably the most consistent streaming service. They do quality over quantity there. There's not millions of things like Apple or like Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and Paramount Plus. They have a very tight group of things, but everything I've watched on there has been good to excellent. And this was something we both enjoyed. And Bridget asked that we keep this, even though this goes for probably $50 to $80 by itself. And that is Coda on DVD. Don't sleep on screeners, guys. When you see them out in flea markets and stuff, if it is stuff on Apple or Netflix, some of that stuff can go for really, really good money. And this is an example. I think this will get a Criterion release at some point, but until then, I want it on physical, so Coda. And then this is a show that was on Apple Plus. It is probably one of my favorite shows I've watched in such a long time. It is so good. I cannot praise this enough. This is the 2nd season of it. Something that does not have a physical release, just won a bunch of Emmys, and that is Ted Lasso, the complete second season of Ted Lasso on 3 discs. I love this show. I cannot praise Ted Lasso enough. You can see the discs are very plain. This one has like, they all have light scratches, but nothing that should affect playback. So these were all really cool additions to the collection. There were other things I did want to keep, but I kind of, there was nothing I got rid of that I was like, I really want that, because I would have kept it. But I did really well with this group of stuff. So that was just a really, really neat Mercari lot that I found. Last but not least, guys, I have found a new seller on, not new, he's not new, they're not new, a seller on eBay that sometimes just gets stuff that's out of print or hard to find. I'm still mad. I found this seller a while ago, and they had volume 1 of this for like $125. If you know about the value of the first set, which was extremely hard to find once they initially came out, it goes for like hundreds of dollars. But this person really, this company really, I don't know how they're connected to Sony, but they actually have, where am I? They have this Ghostbusters steelbook as of the time of this recording for like $40. I got another steelbook set that I'll show next month that I paid $69 for, and that is a bargain and a half. So that is a tease for September's pickup videos. But I bought multiple orders worth of stuff from them. I mentioned this in a review video that I'm not sure if that's out yet or this is coming out first, where I needed to watch, or I wanted to watch Apt Pupil after watching The Believer. So I grabbed this Stephen King set, and this is actually how I found this company on eBay, because I was searching for Apt Pupil on Blu-ray. It's like $100+. I was like, you know what? I'll just get it on DVD. Then I found this set for, I want to say it was like $10, which was cheaper than anybody else. It has Apt Pupil, Bag of Bones, Christine, Secret Window, Sleepwalkers, Stand By Me. I already own Christine and Stand By Me. Secret Window, I'm not a big fan, but I've never seen Bag of Bones, Sleepwalkers, or Apt Pupil. So this is what kind of got me into this, into the company. And they do a deal on their eBay page where it's $10 off if you spend $50 or more. So this is 2 orders worth of stuff to get the $10 discount twice. Next up, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I owned the first one, but did not own the sequel. This was, I want to say, $8.99. And like I said, I got $20 off everything here. So I grabbed that to add to the collection. A 4K here. A Few Good Men. This was super cheap, and I never see this 4K. I want to say this was like $13 when I ordered it. And like I said, basically, I got to take like $3 off an item per item with me buying 2 orders worth. And then I have some steelbooks here. And that was the other thing that really made me comfortable with this company. They bubble wrapped all their steelbooks. Like, they just took care. It's not like when you order from Best Buy and it shows up in a box like this and there's one steelbook and you can shake it around and it's all rattled around. Everything except for one of these steelbooks, which had a loose disc, but I'm not super concerned because it's 4K Blu-ray. There's no like visible dents or scratches, so everything was in super nice shape. This was a space saver. I owned all 5 movies individually, so going from 5 spines to 1, and it's on steelbook. And as the Underworld collection on Blu-ray, this one was priced at like $20, I believe. I don't remember exactly what I paid for these, except for the last 3 titles were priced at like $18.59 each. So this might have been like a little more. It might have been like $24, but it condensed space, and I will sell off the other 5 individually. One was 3D. I think one was still sealed. And I have 3 4K steelbooks. So these were $18 each. So it came out to $54, and I saved $10. So $44 for these 3, which puts them at like $15 each. these were the other part, my other order, that got me to $50 to save $10. So the first one here is the one with the loose disc, and that is the 1998 Godzilla Steelbook. So I now own all the Godzilla movies. Nope. I don't own all the Godzilla movies on 4K. I own this one, King of Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong. I'm talking about newer Godzilla. I'm not a fan of the old Godzilla stuff. And I own Godzilla 2014 on Blu-ray. This was cool. This was also a space saver. I had both these movies on Steelbook on Blu-ray. I decided to condense that into one 4K Steelbook. And that is 21 and 22 Jump Street. You can see here, it's the Best Buy exclusive Project Pop Art. That's why some of the stuff that they get is really like stuff I think is out of print. It becomes available for a limited time, and once they sell out of it, it's gone. I'm so mad I missed that set. So this was cool, especially at a $15 price point to get both these movies on 4K. And then this was awesome. I own the regular version of this on 4K. I do have the Steelbook on 4K. I'm going to get rid of the Blu-ray Steelbook and the standard 4K to upgrade to the 4K Steelbook, and that is Whiplash. Damien Chazelle's first movie, a movie that's absolutely fantastic. J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller, once again, the only at Best Buy exclusive sticker. Brand new sealed. That is it, guys. So August pickups were awesome. I got some really cool stuff, some really unique stuff. And I did my spiel earlier. So I'll see you guys next time. As always, who's down to movie? It's time to eat dinner.